all human beings are entrepreneurial, and if they get the opportunity, they can do something. And we have a responsibility as teachers to support people who haven't got self-confidence enough to let their entrepreneurial capabilities loose and try out and experiment with life, and more look for opportunities than for looking for how they can solve everyday problems.
Most of entrepreneurial education starts from identifying a problem, developing problem-solving strategies, trying to resolve problems. And that's based on an assumption that if we fix a problem, things will get better. The curriculum, in my view, needs to be balanced up more. We need to balance it with a more strength-based approach. And that means that we should start asking different kinds of questions. Not questions like, what's failed, what's gone wrong, what do we need to fix, what do we need to mend, and therefore what do we need to get rid of, but questions of the kind, what's really working well here and why, and what do we need to do to amplify this and to build a better future from aspects of this positive present. Now that's a change in mindset as well as a change in strategy, because what we found is that people become more innovative, less risk averse when they're working from positive emotions, a sense of positivity, a sense of optimism, a kind of can-do mindset. We know that their thought-action repertoires expand massively.
How does we as educators build what I call the 3 capital C's? One is their psychic capital, so really building up their self-efficacy, building up their skill set around finance, around operations, around marketing. How do you then also build up what we call the second kind of capital, which is your social capital? So how do they develop the networks and the relationships around them and really, help facilitate in terms of bringing customers, bringing suppliers, bringing a whole network up together so you can bring that innovation kind of to life. And then the third C is your financial capital. So you have everything, you have your psychic capital, you have your social capital, but building upon that into the financial capital, going out there and really selling your idea. Selling your idea and getting the resources and the support that you need to actually launch your business.
Learning about entrepreneurship is not necessarily the same as becoming an entrepreneur. It's the same with leadership. It's difficult to be a leader when you learn about leadership. As a consequence of that, we need to rethink the system for the teachers, because the teachers always end up in a situation where if too many students fail, does that mean that the teacher is really good, or does that mean that the teacher is bad? And maybe we have to start to see it from a different perspective, where we would view the teacher as a co-pilot, as someone that travels with the students and thus also are allowed to experiment and to fail.
I like the idea of the Nordic approach, because in Nordic countries we share so many problems. So that is what I like here in Luleå, that we have gathered together as a sort of Nordic audience to share experiences.
I've learned so much these 3 days. About myself, about my teaching, about what can I do with my students, a new mindset, inspiration, and the dialogue with all the people here have been wonderful.
Some years ago we saw that maybe every 10th young student at our university was interested in entrepreneurship or could see them as entrepreneurs in the future. Today we are talking about 60% of the young people that see this as a possibility. So appreciating and visualizing entrepreneurs who are young, both male and female, is very important to get more young entrepreneurs.
We know that we can't do things the way that we did it yesterday in order to have it functioning. So people need to think about how can we do things better? How can we innovate tomorrow's future? people are creative. I mean, you are born creative. If you lose that, you lose some part of your what we are as human beings.
But this talk today about social venturing, I think, has made many here understand that entrepreneurship is not just associated with starting and running businesses in the interest of individuals who can make a lot of money. It's rather a matter of creating wealth and opportunities for the marginalized people, the poor people. And I think this is a way to deal with the conviction, at least in the Swedish culture, that entrepreneurship is just about making money.